So today I had a strong fucking urge of that imposter syndrome. And I think we all get that. And to be honest, if you're not, I don't think you're putting yourself out there. This is the week, I've fully committed, not that I haven't been committed, but like I am committed all in to making this work, to making 126 the thing. I want to start a revolution. I want to change, and that's all, that's it. All those things that everybody says, but it's true. I want to start a fucking revolution. I want to change the way dads view themselves. I want to see them step up and take control of their life and their situation, to lead by example. Not just for those dads to live out their best fucking life, to live that fulfilled and happy life, but for their kids. So those kids can grow up and impact their kids' life. And we start a revolution because it starts with one man and it spreads to another. And you might not change the world, but you can change your world and your kids' worlds and your wife's worlds, and how they show up, and then how other dads see their kids and how you show up with your kids. You can make a fucking change here. And I can't believe it took me this fucking long to realize that, dads was who I wanted to work with. My kids are legitimately the greatest fucking thing in my life. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, that makes me happier than my children and spending time with them. And like, I have these conversations with people and it's like, oh, isn't it great to get away? Oh, I had to drop the kids off. I had to just escape. And I was like, I don't fucking understand what you're talking about. I love my children. Part of my drive is that I want to spend more time with my kids. I fucking hate that I have to leave at 5:30 in the morning to go to work. That shit is awful. No, I am not a father who is going to empathize with, you got duped into having kids. No, I fucking wanted this since I was 18 years old. I love being a father. This was a massive part of who I was destined to be. And it's part of why I think I have tried to do something like this for over a decade. And I think part of the reason I could never fucking get my shit together on it wasn't there yet. One, there's nothing worse than a fucking 22-year-old life coach. You haven't experienced any fucking life. You have no responsibilities. You have no understanding of how hard life is, and how, when you have responsibilities, the choices that you have to make with them. Same with being in shape. I have had a fitness business and I have been into fitness since I was 14 years old. Still struggled with it, as evident by the fact that I have yo-yoed in and out of being in good shape, into being fat, into great shape, into being fat. Like, it doesn't come easy, but this has been my whole life. Even looking back when I was 22, 23, me and my brother-in-law used to bust our asses 6 days a week, and then on Sunday, we'd literally have the most epic cheat day. My wife, well, she wasn't my wife then, but my wife would go to work on Sundays, and we would literally spend $100, $150 on junk food. And we would sit on the couch all fucking day, eating junk food and playing video games. From sun up till sundown. That's what we did. Every week. And I was still in fucking great shape. I had fucking abs. I was 22. Look, I worked fucking hard, and we did fasting and all that kind of stuff. So it came off. But there's a completely different ballgame to being, I am currently 32. I work 45 hours a week, face to face. I'm up at 5 a.m. every day. It's currently 10:30 at night, because one, I fucked up when my workout, and two, my son woke up, and so I spent a good 45 minutes that I should have been doing this, putting him back to sleep. And I wouldn't fucking change that for the world. And this is the difference. When I say that my children are my number one priority, I fucking mean that. So, as I said, I fucked up my workout. My day got completely screwed up. It was just, it's how those days go sometimes. And so I hadn't done my workout. So I was like, faffed about, wasted time, did stupid shit, but I was like, okay, I'm finally in, let's go do my workout. get 15 minutes into my workout, and my son wakes up. So I have to call the workout because it's a 45-minute workout, unbroken. It's not 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. It is a dedicated 45 minutes of intensity. That's the fucking point. So I went upstairs. I cuddled him. He was sad. He was upset. Gave him his bottle and laid down next to him. 10 minutes in, I get a bottle to the face. So I take the bottle. He literally rolls over, snuggles into my arm, instantly goes back to sleep, starts snoring. All that kid wanted was to be loved. All that kid wanted was to feel connected to either me or his mum. That's it. And there is no scenario where I would deny him the love and the kindness and the connection and the support that he deserves to choose something else. Even something that is a non-negotiable. Never. They are my number one priority, and they will always be my number one priority. So eventually he fully went to sleep. I gently rolled him back down. He continued to snore away. I left the room and I went back and I started my workout again. Because it's about the discipline. It's not just about building the physique, though that fucking matters, and that's a whole nother story that I'll get to in a second. But it's about the mental discipline that I have given my word. As I said the other day, I don't think my wife believes me when I say I'm going to do these things anymore. And I don't fucking blame her. It's been 11 fucking years I've been promising this shit. 11 years. And I haven't delivered. So, no. Why would she? So this is what I'm building. When I choose to go back and start that workout again, I am proving to myself that my word is my bond. That is ironclad and it will not fucking change. I am doing the work, no matter what. And that's what that's about. It's about proving yourself. It's about creating credibility within your own self, which will create confidence and momentum, and it builds and it builds and it builds and it builds. And that's what this is about. That's why we start at the foundational place, because your physique cannot be bought. I know rich and successful men. I know men who do have incredible lives, who look like absolute shit, and they hate themselves for it. Their health is terrible. Their energy is terrible. They can't get up and down out of this chair. They can't go play with their children. They can't do any of that stuff. And they fucking hate it, and they don't do anything about it. Your life is not complete if you do not have your health, if you do not have the physical capacity. And a great fucking physique, and I mean a great physique, is something that cannot be bought. It cannot be bargained for. It cannot be stolen. It cannot be taken. It has to be fucking earned consistently, day in, day out. And a man who has truly earned it, and I mean earned it, through discipline, through sacrifice, through sweat, through blood, through tears, who giving a bit of his soul every time he steps foot in the gym, and he gives that intensity. A man who has earned that. When you walk into the room, you know. He demands a certain presence. He commands it of you. He just carries that confidence and has an aura of it. And I'm not saying I'm there yet. I am not even fucking close to it. But I've been there and I know what that feels like. I know when I am that man. And I'm a better version of it myself. And I'm getting back there. By the end of this 126, I am 3 days away from being halfway. By the end of it, I will be that fucking man. And then I will roll into the next progression and I will stand firm and I will show you what is fucking possible. I will lead by example because that's what this is about. But, I put up a post. I'm putting it out there now. I'm making a call to action. I'm calling you to arms. Those fathers who are sick of being average, of being mediocre, who don't want to continue playing this game, who know that they are called for better. The call of greatness, that they are meant to pursue their greatness, to chase greatness. Put a call out to them. That I want to work with those men. I want to make an impact. I want to make a difference. So I put that call out. And I used a photo of what happened last time. I used the photo of the transformation I had last time I did the 126. And it hurt me. It hurt me that I'm no longer that man. And I had two options at this point because I got pushed by my friend who's mentoring me and guiding me, he pushed me forward with this. And he's like, that's a transformation. You can sell that. And you can inspire people, and you can challenge people, and you can change people. Yeah, you're not there yet, but you've been there. But it hurt me to put that out there because I'm like, I was that. I was the man that I know I should be. And I let it slide due to circumstances. Put up every excuse under the sun. And I let that slip away. And it hurt me that I had to A, put that up, and B, that I couldn't use a current photo, that I felt incongruent with the man I currently am. But I had two options. I could either wallow in that, I could let that turn into something that sinks me, and I spend the next 2 weeks being like, fuck, I let that all slide. Or I could use that as fuel. I could look at that and go, yeah, bathe in that fucking hurt. Enjoy it. Soak it in. Now channel it into you. Channel that into who you are becoming. The man you know you should be. And that's what I'm doing. I don't look at that and I wallow and go, what the fuck have I done? I look at that and go, I am fucking coming for that. I look at that photo and go, by the end of the next 66 days, I am going to make that photo look like a piece of shit. I'm going to take my physique to a whole nother level. I'm going to take my whole life to a whole nother level. Me now versus me at the end of this year, 2024, I'm going to be unrecognizable. And I'm putting it on the record. I'm stating it for a fact. Because when I do this, I want to be able to come back and go, I fucking called it. Fucking knew it. Because I know what's in here. I know what's being unleashed. I have released it. That monster, that warrior, that beast is coming out. That mask is coming off, and I am stepping into the man that I know I am. And look, I know there's some big changes coming my way in the way that I run business. There's people who are around me, all those kinds of things, and that's okay. I'm ready to weather the storm. I'm ready to deal with the consequences of stepping into the man I know I am. Because when you do that, you will lose friends, family, business, associates, all those kind of stuff, because they like the version of you that you were before. That version served them. This version might not. This version might be the best thing that ever happened to you and the worst thing that ever happened to them. And you have to be okay with that. You cannot kowtow to the whims of other people. You have to be true to what's in here. What matters most to you? You? Being the best man, best husband, best father that you could possibly be? Or just floating along, keeping the status quo happy? I know which fucking version I'd choose. I was having that conversation today and I was like, I have no shame. I have no fear. I have no anxiety around being judged. I don't want to be judged. Don't get me wrong. I'm not seeking that shit out. I've never understood like being roasted or stuff. But I don't care, because if I'm true to this, if I'm true to the man I know I can be and should be for my kids, for my wife, the fuck does the rest matter? Yeah, I'm going to get criticized. I know this. I'm not looking forward to it, but I know this. But if I can look into my daughter's eyes, into my son's eyes, into my wife's eyes, and see that they're proud of the man I am, that I am living authentically and truthfully as the man I know I should be, and I'm making them proud, I don't give a shit about anyone else's opinion. That's what matters to me. That's my highest value. That they are proud of me, that I am serving them, that I am there to provide and deliver the best version of me for them. That's what matters. So yeah, I'm looking at the physique that I once had when I was the man, when I was in the pursuit of greatness, and going, okay, I know what is possible. It's game fucking on. It's time to elevate. And there is going to be resistance. There's going to be roadblocks. There are going to be things thrown in my way, and I will overcome. This is a pattern I've noticed in my life. I'm getting a little bit sick, feeling that little tickle in my throat, a little bit of a cough, those kinds of things. And I noticed when, and I'm not alone, I've noticed this with other people, when you go to level up, when you make a firm, fucking commitment and you take that true first step, resistance will rear its ugly head and it will throw everything under the sun at you. And I mean everything. And it can be from subconscious patterning, calling you back into all those bad habits. It can be, things in the universe getting in your way, things that come up to derail you from the things that you committed to. Or it can be your own body and getting sick. And you have to conquer it. You have to hold fast to that commitment you made, because that is where it's at. That is where the growth comes, when resistance comes and you go, I don't care about you. I will slay you. This dragon, this beast that stands in my path, I am pursuing something higher and there is nothing that can hold me back. And those days that you overcome that and you keep pushing forward, those are the days that matter. Those are the days that you earn. You earn this. You earn that credibility. You earn that value and self-worth and that confidence. It isn't the easy days where you feel motivated and you're like, woo, life is fucking awesome. No, it ain't that shit. It's the days when it's hard. When you don't want a bar of it, when you feel like shit, when you're exhausted, when you've been up all night with the kids. Those are the days. And when you rise and you grind and you do the work regardless, those are the days you make massive strides forward. And they're the ones that matter. They truly are the ones that matter. And it's part of why it's built as way. It's why it's a weighted walk outside. And I need to emphasize it. It has to be outside. It's not on a fucking treadmill. It has to be outside. That weighted walk has to be done outside. Why? Because life is like weather and those conditions are going to be up and down. And some days it's going to be blistering fucking hot and you're out there with a weight vest on and you're getting shit done. Some days are going to be cold as all balls and you're out there getting the shit done. Some days it's going to be pissing down in fucking rain and you were out there getting shit done. To be honest, they're my favorite days. The days where there is no one out there and people think you're fucking mad and you're out there getting that shit done. Those are the days that you learn about yourself. Those are the days you find out what's in here, how true you are to your word. Those are the days where you have to keep pushing forward. I fucking love those days. And, fucking story time. When I was doing this, it was probably early 20s of the, this 126 cycle. It is pissing down with rain. And I mean like absolutely bucketing. Like the gutters are overflowing, the drains are flooding. It is pissing down with rain. I have an hour to get my walk done. And it had to get done. I don't have weatherproof gear, especially my shoes. I have worn them into the fucking ground. There are multiple holes in my shoes at the moment because I keep procrastinating on buying a new pair. That's a story for a whole other fucking day. Anyway, I have an hour between my 2 morning sessions and my 2 next morning sessions because my one-to-one client had moved her appointment. That's fine. So I'm like, I'm going to get a walk in. So I go out there with my weight vest, with my shoes with holes in them, in a fucking hoodie and track pants, and I walk 3 and a bit Ks in the fucking rain. I get back. By the time I get back, I'm like, why is this so much harder? One, I felt fucking amazing. Like, I am enthralled. I've got clients at the door and they're like, there is something wrong with you. And I was like, that's what I love. When people go, you're insane. There is no way I'd do that. And I was like, good. I am separating myself. Those are the days where I'm like, we are going. We are creating that gap. We are separating ourselves from average and mediocrity. Those days when people go, there is no fucking way I'm doing this. And I'm like, I am fucking doing this. Those are the days you win. You win big. When you increase that separation, that's what counts. That's the stuff that lights your soul on fire. That's when you're competing against everything and nothing all at the same time, but you're winning that competition. You need to have that competitive drive. And I'm like, I need to separate myself. If you say it's impossible, if you say it can't be done, if you say there's no way I'm doing that, I'm like, let's fucking go. I am doing that. And that's exactly why I'm doing it, because you will not. Oh, I love that shit. Oh, it sets my soul on fire. I love it. But nonetheless, got to the end of my work and I was walking. I was like, that was harder. Like, not mentally, but physically, I was so much more drained when I got to the end. And I was like, why was that so much harder? Out of curiosity, I jumped on the scales. I had absorbed so much water into my clothes that I was 7 kilos heavier. Not with the weight vest. That's a, you know, at that time I was a 10 kilo weight vest. I'm now at a 20 kilo weight vest. But in my clothes alone, that's how wet it was. It took them 2 days to dry. They were drenched. And I was like, that was one of the turning points. That was one of the days when I'm like, I know the man I am. I know what I am capable of, and I know what I'm going after, and there is nothing that's going to fucking stop me. You need those days. Those are your test days. When the universe is going to throw shit at you, and you find out if you've got what's inside. When you find out if you're going to separate yourself from mediocrity, if you're going to take those steps forward when others are like, nah, not happening today. When you double down on those days and you do the fucking work, that's when shit gets real. That's when you make progress. That's when you know that you are chasing your greatness. Those are the days I fucking live for. And I hope that you can learn to live for them as well. So that's all I have for you. I'll be back tomorrow with more.